Hello, I'm Michelle DenBeste, Provost at Central Washington University. I've lived in Ellensburg for about a week, having just moved here to take this position. In my previous life, I was a Russian historian, and for years I've enjoyed all things Russian culture, history, literature. So I come to poetry via Russia. Russians love poetry. They're forced to memorize it when they're young, and when they're older, they quote it all sorts of moments: drinking, partying, celebrations, ceremonies. And so I use poetry when I'm looking for the right words, whether it's for any of those things. For today, I chose a poem by Adrienne Rich called Diving into the Wreck. This poem speaks to me for the moment that we're in. It talks about the power of the sea, the lack of control over the sea. It speaks of myths, who they're written for, who they're not written for, who they speak to and don't. And I just think it's a beautiful poem. So Adrienne Rich, Diving into the Wreck. First, having read the Book of Myths and loaded the camera and checked the edge of the knife blade, I put on the body armor of black rubber, the absurd flippers, the grave and awkward mask. I am having to do this, not like Cousteau with his assiduous team aboard the sun-flooded schooner, but here alone. There is a ladder. The ladder is always there, hanging innocently, close to the side of the schooner. We know what it is for, we who have used it. Otherwise, it is a piece of maritime floss, some sundry equipment. I go down, rung after rung, and still the oxygen immerses me, the blue light, the clear atoms of our human air. I go down. My flippers cripple me. I crawl like an insect down the ladder, and there is no one to tell me when the ocean will begin. First the air is blue, and then it is bluer, and then green, and then black. I am blacking out, and yet my mask is powerful. It pumps my blood with power. The sea is another story. The sea is not a question of power. I have to learn alone, to turn my body without force in the deep element. And now, it is easy to forget what I came for, among so many who have always lived here, swaying their crenellated fans between the reefs. And besides, you breathe differently down here. I came to explore the wreck. The words are purposes. The words are maps. I came to see the damage that was done, and the treasures that prevail. I stroke the beam of my lamp slowly along the flank of something more permanent than fish or weed. The thing I came for, the wreck and not the story of the wreck. The thing itself and not the myth. The drowned face always staring towards the sun. The evidence of damage, worn by salt and sway into threadbare beauty. The ribs of the disaster, carving their assertion among the tentative haunters. This is the place, and I am here, the mermaid whose dark hair streams black, the merman in his armored body. We circle silently about the wreck. We dive into the hold. I am she, I am he, whose drowned face sleeps with open eyes, whose breasts still bear the stress, whose silver, copper, vermeil cargo lies obscurely inside barrels, half wedged and left to rot. We are the half-destroyed instruments that once held to a course, the water-eaten log, the fouled compass. We are, I am, you are, by cowardice or courage, the ones who find our way back to the scene, carrying a knife, a camera, a book of myths, in which our names do not appear.